What is up, expats and travelers alike? Today we're here to talk about all the shenanigans that has transpired in the past week.
Woo.
Today is Friday, August 14th, and we're here to break down what's actually transpired this week in terms of getting our package sent away, when it arrived at VFS Global, and kind of what all's going on with that.
Okay, so on Monday we woke up and we had heard about our accommodations, so that was great. We got the contract for the 6 months accommodations on Monday, so we were able to put everything together and send off our stuff. And the label that VFS sent us was for the next day. So we sent it off Monday, they received it on Tuesday, and then we actually got a call from them on Wednesday about some stuff that we needed, right?
Yeah, so I received this call and it's from an unknown number, and that really kind of threw us off. Now, the funny thing is, I'm glad they called me, because if they called Kalie, we definitely wouldn't have answered. And we needed to answer that call because apparently we're supposed to sign Valencia's passport. Did you know that?
So for the passport, I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that a minor, you just leave it blank, because obviously the minor doesn't sign it, and I guess you're supposed to sign it as a parent. That's what we did.
Anyway, so I received this call from VFS Global. I can't remember the name of the lady that called me, but essentially she said, hey, we can't process Valencia's paperwork because her passport is unsigned. So that caused a chain reaction whereby we had to do a bunch of other things so that she could be verified because we didn't sign the passport.
So what we ended up doing is she said for Josh to sign the passport and put father next to it. And then she told us that my stuff had already been sent off to the embassy, which is great news to hear because that was literally 2 days after we had sent it. So we were excited about that.
Yeah, we were like, what?
I
It's
know.
already there?
Okay, so moving fast. But because of that, they needed another copy of my passport and a copy of our marriage license. So we just jumped on and sent that right away and got confirmation that they received it.
We got really excited because in VFS's system, it showed that they had gone ahead and registered the return label. So they had set a date for the return label, and that was for the 13th.
Yeah, it
We were
was
like,
it was right away.
We were like, that's like expedited service. It was unbelievable.
So because they had already said that my stuff was off the embassy and then they did this FedEx label, we thought, oh gosh, like they said 60 days, but maybe it's processing faster. Now that it's Friday, we know that that's just their process to go ahead and as they do their paperwork side of it, to also create the FedEx label. So we know that everything is at the Portuguese embassy right now, and we're just waiting for that to be processed. And then they do email you a tracking number so you can check that as well. When you check that number on the VFS website, it just gives you updates. Right now, the update is that it's at the embassy. That's all we know.
Let me ask you guys this. If we get the visas back, what would you guys do? Would you go ahead and rebook everything and try to get to Portugal early? Or would you just wait another month and a half or so until your intended flight? Because at the moment, we've already paid for health insurance. I'm pretty sure that we could get the flights rebooked. We would just have to take care of accommodations. What would you do? Leave it in the comment section below. Let us know.
That's kind of been the big debate with us. I mean, obviously we're not even sure how fast it's going to get to us, but when we thought it was going to be faster than 60 days, we were like, oh, should we try to get there faster? Now, the one thing too that we have to consider is on the application, they ask you your intended arrival date into Portugal. And so we gave it 60 days, and so we said October. That could be an issue, I don't know.
Yeah, that could be an issue. That's something that we're gonna have to look into, if it even comes to that. We're not gonna waste our time on that. We're just gonna stay focused on the fact that we have this waiting period. I mean, let's be honest. We're hoping that we get our visas before October 13th, right?
Yeah.
Because October 13th, we've got to be down in Miami to catch our flight.
As of right now, in August, the most updated arrival information for Portugal that we've seen, and VFS said to check this. I did write them and ask them where I should be checking this, and I haven't heard back from them about that. We still have time, so if I don't hear from them about where we should be finding this information, I will email them again because they've been pretty good at replying. But from what I've seen, you need to take a COVID test 72 hours before arrival to prove that you have negative tests. If you don't do that, then they will test you there. And then they also, everything says that they might test you and you might have to do quarantine, a 14-day quarantine. So it seems like our best option is to just go ahead and get the COVID tests, get those negative and have those presented to them, in hopes that there's no quarantine, or even that we would have to get tested again. We might have to get tested again.
Yeah, down here in Florida, we've seen that there are a couple of places that do some rapid testing. So we're talking about like that 15-20 minute test. So we could go in, we get swabbed, and then we would get our test results back. So that's not a bad option, really.
But here's the tricky thing. Around the time that we leave is Columbus Day. So it is a holiday and a weekend around that time as well. So the 72-hour thing will be interesting. It might be better for us to get it down in Miami. We'll see. We kind of have to figure that out just
I don't want to get it done down in Miami. That's a hot spot.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
That's crazy.
But we've got to figure that out because of the timing of our flights and the 72 hours on arrival, since we are on an overnight flight. So we arrive on the 14th actually. Now that our stuff is off, we're mainly just waiting, and a couple things we have to figure out is, one of the main thing is the dog. So there's some paperwork on this side and then some on that side, and so we'll make a video when we've gone through the whole process on what that looks like.
Yeah, and if you guys are not pet owners, we don't want to bore you with that information, so we're going to keep that separate. We want to thank you guys so much, and we ask that you guys join the journey. If you like information like this, hit the like button and subscribe to join the journey. If you have any questions, put those in the comment section below. You can ask us about what we're doing now, what we did in the past, what we need to do in the future. Anything that you need to know to make your journey to Portugal come true, let us know, and we'll try to answer that in the comment section. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.